Brené Brown's Braving the Wilderness explores the concept of true belonging and the courage to stand alone. She challenges the idea that belonging comes from fitting in and instead argues that real belonging requires being authentic, even when it means standing apart from the crowd. The book encourages readers to embrace their individuality while still fostering meaningful connections with others. Brown begins by defining true belonging as the ability to be fully yourself while maintaining deep relationships. Many people seek acceptance by conforming to societal expectations or group norms, but this often leads to disconnection from their true selves. Instead of trying to fit in, she argues that real belonging comes from a strong sense of self-worth and the willingness to be vulnerable. Throughout the book, Brown shares personal experiences and research on how modern society creates division. The rise of political and social polarization has made people feel more disconnected than ever. Many seek comfort in echo chambers where their beliefs are reinforced, but this can prevent meaningful dialogue and personal growth. True belonging requires the courage to engage with different perspectives while staying true to one's values. She introduces the concept of braving as an acronym that outlines the key principles of building trust with ourselves and others. Braving stands for boundaries, reliability, accountability, vault, keeping confidences, integrity, non-judgment, and generosity. By practicing these principles, people can develop deeper relationships while maintaining their individuality. One of the major themes in the book is the idea that belonging starts with self-acceptance. Many people struggle with loneliness because they seek external validation instead of embracing their true selves. Brown emphasizes that the most fulfilling relationships come from a place of authenticity rather than a need for approval. She also explores how societal expectations and fear of rejection influence behavior. People often suppress their true opinions or feelings to avoid conflict, but this compromises their sense of self. By embracing discomfort and learning to stand alone when necessary, individuals gain a stronger sense of inner peace and confidence. Brown acknowledges that standing alone is difficult, especially when it means facing criticism or losing relationships. However, she argues that integrity and self-respect are more important than superficial acceptance. Those who dare to be themselves, even in the face of rejection, ultimately find deeper connections with like-minded people. She discusses the dangers of dehumanization, where opposing groups view each other as enemies rather than fellow human beings. This mindset fuels division and prevents meaningful conversations. To combat this, Brown encourages empathy, active listening, and seeking common ground even with those who have different viewpoints. A key takeaway from the book is the importance of vulnerability in connection. Many people fear opening up because they associate vulnerability with weakness. However, Brown argues that being open and honest about one's struggles is what fosters true connection. When people share their authentic selves, they create space for genuine relationships. She also highlights the role of courage in belonging. It takes courage to speak up, set boundaries, and remain true to personal values in a world that often pressures conformity. Those who embrace this courage experience greater freedom and deeper relationships than those who constantly seek approval. Technology and social media have made people more connected yet lonelier than ever. Brown warns against the illusion of belonging that social media creates, as it often leads to comparison and inauthentic interactions. True belonging is built through real-world relationships and meaningful conversations. She shares stories of people who have embraced the wilderness, choosing authenticity over acceptance and standing firm in their values. These individuals often face criticism but ultimately find a deeper sense of purpose and connection with those who truly appreciate them. By the end of Braving the Wilderness, Brown provides actionable steps for cultivating true belonging. She urges readers to embrace their uniqueness, practice empathy, engage in difficult conversations, and have the courage to stand alone when necessary. True belonging, she concludes, is not about fitting in but about standing confidently in one's own truth. Brown's message is clear: the path to true belonging is not about changing to be accepted but about being fully yourself. When people embrace their authenticity, they not only find deeper connections but also create a world where others feel safe to do the same.